Hi, my name is Vishal. In this video, let's have a look on draw tools in Illustrator. So draw tools are basically used to create basic primitive shapes. So we have a set of tools here, which is rectangle tool, rounded rectangle, ellipse tool, polygon tool, star tool and flare tool. Okay, so if I just go here into this rectangle tool and just start drawing something, you get a shape here which is basically a rectangular form, and you have a lot of settings on the top about that particular tool, and then you have things to change here, which is basically color, and there you go. So while you are drawing this tool, we have certain things we can generally apply and then take control over the way it is drawn. So I'll take the rectangle tool first, and then I just hold shift while I'm dragging, and then you have this rectangle created, and this rectangle has got all sides equal, which means you are creating a square. Let me try it once again. So generally when you drag it normally, it's rectangle, but when you draw by holding shift, you get a square there. And while I'm drawing this square, if I hold space bar, I can able to move that space bar wherever I wanted to place it, and I can leave it there. And you can also select that and then move later also. That's not a big deal, but while you were drawing it, and you can generally use a space bar. And if I place a cursor at the center, if you see, I've enabled the snapping options, so you get that snap points highlighted. So now I'm in the center by holding alt, and then when I draw the shape which I have created, its center is now in the center of the canvas, and when I hold shift, then I get the square, and this square is precisely sitting in the center of the canvas. And there you go. You also have this particular point here, which you can click and drag it to create a rounded corner. Alternately, you can hold alt and click on that and change the shapes to inverse of that, or sometimes the straight. Generally you call it as bevel in some applications. So you can hold just alt and make that rounded corner inverted or straight bevel corners of that particular shape. You can also hold click on the shape tool, and then you can control all that options related to the shape you have created. For example, right now it is width and height. I can just change that, and then I can make it bigger. You can also enter a value by keyboard to get a precise shape. And while you're scrolling, I mean, I'm just using the middle mouse scroll. When I'm holding shift, I'm getting an increment of 10. Okay, if I'm holding control, I'm getting the decimal scroll there, and when I'm holding alt or normally, I'm getting the integer scroll there. And the shape which you have created, if I hold alt and drag, okay, then you get a copy of that. So you can generally scale it even after you have created. So let me try it once again. So I'm just holding shift, drawing a square, and then click on that and then control it. Or I can just interactively control the shapes like that. If I'm right now in the rectangle tool and click anywhere in this canvas, then you get a rectangle box related settings where you have the width and height options. Set that values, I'm putting a value of 125 here, and I'm putting a value of 150, and then when I hit enter, then you get the shape which is basically of that particular measurements. Okay, so that's how you can create a simple rectangle tool. You also have this rounded rectangle, which is basically the same thing which you have created, uh, just it has that roundness inbuilt in it, that's it. Apart from that, it is same as the square or rectangle tool. It also has a shape options here where you can control them. So I can switch off this lock button and then change the radius of that particular corner, and also I can change the way it is by clicking the presets there. So you get a unique shape there um, with the same rounded rectangle. Okay, so that extra control is giving me a new shape altogether. You can also rotate here if you wanted. Just rotate that and then you go. So if you are holding Alt while changing the value, it makes a copy for every change. So that was I was getting in the earlier time. So try to avoid holding Alt while you're changing the numbers. So you have one more tool here, which is the Ellipse tool. When I'm dragging it, it gives a shape in basically egg shape or elliptical shape generally. So if you want to create a circle out of it, then you need to hold shift and then you get a circle. So I was just telling you that if I just wanted to create multiple shapes and you wanted them to align properly, so I just taken the rectangle tool, okay, and I'm just holding Alt and then holding shift and then dragging it. So it creates a square precisely sitting in the canvas. So now I'm going to select the ellipse tool and I'm going to change just a minute. Okay, now I'm holding Alt and again it shows up me the center, and then hold shift, and then if you see I'm drawing a circle which is precisely sitting in the center of the square, and it is how it is. You can just go and click there and you have width options, the roundness options and all. And something really cool about this circle is you have this shape where you can generally hold and then control the shape there. So you don't know how much the angle here is, then you can always enter the values precisely and then you can get precise number there. While you are just clicking, when you're dragging this, if you hold, so if you see here, I've just got this option where I can click this and then I can switch the shape to the inverse of what we have got here. So circle has got this unique setting here, unique option here. You can generally use it and then achieve that pie shapes out of it. And we have polygon tool. Polygon is basically a triangle, a quad, a pentagon. So a closed shape which has got a number of line segments. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a new color here so that you can see a distinctive shape. So I'm again holding Alt and then dragging it, and you should see I got a six-sided shape here. And when I'm just dragging it, I need to press arrow button and then increase or decrease the number of sides. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold shift so that it is if you see when I'm holding shift, it generally switches to the correct alignment, and then I can just place it in the center there. Okay, and then you go. So if I click the shape button, you have all that settings which you can generally try it. Okay, and you can also rotate if you wanted it to be. And that's a polygon tool for you. And you can also make them round, and then you can maybe switch, and you can also reduce the sides. And you see, while doing this exercise or learning tools itself, you're making a unique shape here. Okay, now we got the star tool. I'm going to use a star tool and then click and drag here, and you should see this star has got so many points and it has got something. So I'm just holding space and then space, and then I'm able to bring it in the middle. Okay, so before going into that, let me try a white color this time, and I'm going to hold Alt and then draw the star. Okay, and then if I hold Control while drawing the star, just a minute, I'm using arrows to reduce the points there. Just a minute, I'll repeat it again. So I'm drawing a star holding Alt and then increasing it, and I'm just holding. Now it's working, you should see. I'm holding the Control, and the teeth size of the star or the ray size of the star is controlled, and I'm holding Shift to precisely align it, and then you can also increase the number of teeth you wanted, and then you can increase the okay, there you go. So you can if you see here, we don't have that setting for the star. It's missed out here, it's not there for this. I select it, and then I can use arrange, send it to back, or bring it forward, bring it forward. And I should see you got a very nice shape which I have created just by learning these tools here. Now we have the flare. I just click and drag. You got a lot of rays. You can use arrow button here to reduce a number of rays which you got. You can increase that and then click it at different place. Then you have this nice rays in this particular scene. So shapes are very important to create any illustration, and learning them is one of the important topic. And how do you create shapes? So I'm talking specifically the primitive shapes. So we are trying to discuss that point here using draw tools. So hope you understand this tool and explore this, and if you know anything more beyond that, please try to let me know in the comments, and if I have done anything wrong, let me know so that I can fix from my side. Thank you very much.